Hi everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Brian. For those who have already subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. And for those who have not, kindly just subscribe and share and also like, and I'll be so grateful. So today we are going to study about Microsoft Excel 2019. So Microsoft Excel, actually Excel is a product of Microsoft. It was actually developed by Microsoft. And maybe you are a student, you are a teacher, or you are just a worker somewhere, a manager somewhere, or let me just use a simple example of a teacher. You have your students who will need to do their exams. You will need to compute the average mark, the total mark. You will need to grade these students, and so you will always need this Microsoft Excel so that you can compute that work very easily. And so just welcome to my YouTube channel. For today's video, today's lesson, we discuss much about Microsoft Excel. Thank you. Welcome. And the first thing that we are going to do, suppose I'm at my home window, and for me to get started with Microsoft Excel, I'll just come here and at the start button, click there, and then I'll have to scroll down so that I can open Microsoft Excel, and Excel is actually here. Just click on it so that you can load and open the program Excel. Okay, and you can see it is actually opening here. So you'll just have to wait so that it opens. Then you will have to see this window here, and from this window you'll realize that we have this home button, we have the new button, and we have the open button. Okay, on the open button, this one actually helps you to open the recent workbooks that you actually opened or created. Then the new button helps you to create a new blank workbook, and so here you can actually see other templates which you can use to do your work, maybe a workbook or any other like worksheets and etc. And so for our case today, we are going to do a blank workbook because we want to begin from scratch using Microsoft Excel. And so after opening this window here, I think there are a few terms which we need to discuss and explain or define. And the first term here is a column. And so a column is just, it is actually named using alphabetics, A, B, C, D, E, F, and etc. And a column, you can also define them as group of cells which are arranged vertically. Then we also have a row. A row is actually named using numbers 1, 2, 3, and so on. And you can also say that a row is a group of cells which are arranged horizontally. And so another word that we can define here is maybe a cell. A cell is actually an intersection between a column and a row. For instance, in this case, we have this column B, and we have this row number 3, and this one gives us this cell here, which you can see here, cell B, B3. We can also have this one D3, column D, and row number 3. You can also have this one here, column A, row number 6. And another thing that you need to know about cells is how to name them. And you can actually name a cell using row numbers and column letters. Actually, we begin with the column letters followed by the row numbers. For instance, this one here, we can name it by locating the column, whereby this is column B, and then row number 2, and we can actually call this one B2. And you can see here it has been displayed that this is B2. This one here will be column C, row number 4, which gives us C4. This one is column D, row number 6, which gives us D6. And so there are other functions which you can do using the cells, whereby maybe you can copy and paste some data somewhere. For instance, maybe you have a word here like school. You want to copy this, the contents of this cell, maybe to row number B. You can just click here, and then copy, and then come here, and then paste it there. Then it will have to come here. Alternatively, maybe you wanted all these rows to, or all these cells to contain the word school. You can just come here and put your cursor here to display that symbol, the plus symbol. Then just click down or hold down the left button on your key, on your mouse. Then just drag this way. It will display that the word school will be copied to all these other cells. Okay, so the moment you open this window, you'll realize that there are many other tools which you can use. You can see the bold, italics, the underline, filling that cell. Like for instance, this one here, you can actually fill everything here, like color yellow or other colors like maybe black, green, and etc. And then also maybe for instance you have some content here like student. This you can maybe change the font color to be maybe blue or the way you want it to be, to appear, like this one. Suppose let me change the font like this one. How to fill it? Maybe let me use this one, or maybe I can just use white. And then the font color for that text, maybe you can use yellow, red, that one green, blue, dark blue, and etc. Again, the contents of this, you can actually increase the width of this cell, maybe like this. Then maybe you can align it left or center or to the right, the way you want that text to appear. Then another thing that you need to know from this particular point is how to change the font type, whereby you can also change from this point so that you can have different types of styles or fonts that you can use. Okay, you can increase the font size using this one here, and you can also reduce this one here. And then you can also maybe want this one to be somehow rotated. You can use this one here to rotate it, maybe like this one, and etc. Okay, let me just remove this one. Then again, for instance, maybe you are typing here a word and this word is very long, like computer studies. You will realize that this word is very long and it does not fit in this one cell. So you can use wrap text so that it fits in that cell. Like for instance, if I click on it, you'll see it is trying to accommodate that text within only one cell. Okay, and then again you can actually merge cells. For instance, this cell, this and this, you can actually merge them like this one. You just select the cells that you want to merge, and this one and this one. Then just come and click here at merge and center, so that all these cells will be merged and it will appear like one cell. Then another thing that you need to know about Microsoft Access is like maybe you wanted to type here like a percentage, or like maybe you were typing in form of money value, like dollars, like $400. You want this one to appear as dollars. You'll just come here and click on this one and it will appear actually like dollars. and maybe you wanted this one to appear in form of decimals or percentages, you just click here and it will appear that way. You want it to appear in 1 decimal point, you just click here and it will appear to 1 decimal point. You want it to appear in 2 decimal places, you can just come here, click on this arrow so that you can get more other tools. Like for instance, this here, you can increase decimal places to 2 here, that is 1. 2 decimal points, you can see it has changed to 2 decimal places, and etc. Maybe you want currency to change it into symbols like dollars and etc. You can actually get them here, whereby you'll have to change that symbol into what you want. Okay, and then percentage, time, maybe the time format, how you want it to appear, maybe seconds first, or the hours, then minutes, and then seconds, then etc. You can actually choose from this particular point. Fraction, maybe you want it to appear as maybe text, and maybe scientific, you can actually just come here and do everything there. Then again, you can insert and delete rows and columns. For instance, this is this column here. I want to insert a new column. I'll just right click here and click on insert, then a new column will come in. For instance, this row here, I want to insert a new row, just right click and then insert a row there. Maybe I want to delete this one, I just click there, right click, then I'll delete. And then same to this one, if I want to delete this row, I just right click and press on delete, and you will have maybe deleted. And then there are other maybe features like, or tools like here, whereby you can actually insert a table, charts and etc, line graphs, column graphs, and links and symbols. I'm actually going to show you as we proceed with our lesson. Margins, maybe orientation, you want it to appear landscape or portrait. The size of your workbook, maybe in form of letter, in form of maybe A4, A5, printable area, page breaks, or maybe background photos which you want. Then the height and the width, the scale, you can actually get them here. If you want to display the grid lines, the headings, and etc, you can actually get them there. Then formulas, you can actually get them here: auto sum, average, count numbers, maximum, minimum, and etc. This one here, financial, maybe these are the formulas or functions. We have this one, if, false, and etc. You have date and time, and etc, which you can actually get here. These functions, data here, you want maybe to link this or maybe to get data from other sources, like maybe you want to get it from maybe from a table range, from existing connections, or from maybe queries and connections. Maybe you want to get this data from maybe a database and etc. You can actually get them from this particular point. Maybe you want to filter, to display some data, and maybe to hide some data, you can use this one. To sort data, you can use this one, and etc. And of course, you can also group some data or ungroup and do the subtotals and etc. You can actually do them here. And so friends, there are other terms like a worksheet, a workbook, which you can define them here. Like this one is a sheet. A worksheet is actually a collection of rows and columns. That is a worksheet. Then suppose we add another worksheet here, so that we have worksheet 2, worksheet 3. These 3 worksheets now make a workbook. Okay, yeah, several or a collection of worksheets make a workbook. And so suppose maybe you are a teacher, you want to compute your data. 10 students have done their exams, and you want to compute their marks and etc. Okay, let us register these students, then we can proceed. We are having maybe 10 students. The first student is maybe Dennis. Another student is called Mike. You have maybe Sharon. You have maybe Shalom. You have maybe Miriam. You have maybe Ben. You also have Kelvin. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those are 8. Let me add 2 more. We have maybe a student like Philip, and also have a lady called Marvin. So here maybe this student is doing English, Kiswahili, maths, she's doing chemistry, biology, she's also doing computer studies, she's also doing physics, and maybe geography. Okay, this one, if we apply this merge and center tool, for instance, we are saying that this school is called maybe from 3 cut results, from 3 cut 1 results. I can actually come here and merge these 3 cells to make 1 and center them, so that we have such something like that. We can also increase the maybe the height of this cell by just clicking here this way, and it will appear that way. Then this one, okay, again we can come and increase the font like this one, and maybe increase this one this way, so that we have some good view. Then change the font color to maybe red. Okay, you can also change the font type maybe to Algerian, so that we have something like this one. Then this one, you can also put this in bold. Then these ones, we can also select them and put them in bold. Then maybe change the color to blue. Okay, then these students, we can also select their names, then we change their color to maybe this one, maybe green, and maybe you can bold them the way you want them to appear. Then their marks, you can just let me just guess some marks for these students maybe. Then for Mike, maybe then Mike Swahili, then mathematics, we have chemistry 67676, then biology we have like 56, 78, 85, 43. And then computer studies we have maybe 76, 56, 90. Then physics we have maybe 58. And then lastly geography you have maybe okay. Suppose this is just raw data that we collected, that maybe students have done the exam, and this is actually their score. Okay, we want to do some maybe some calculations here so that we release these exams. Okay, so maybe we will need to know the total marks for each student. Total marks. We'll need to know the average. We will need to know the grade. We will also need to know about remarks. And also we'll need to know the maximum marks that this student got, maybe the minimum mark. Okay, let me just increase the width for this cells here so that everything appears there. Okay, then down here we'll need to know maybe the average per subject, then maximum score per subject. Yeah, so friends, we are going to begin with the totals, and you must realize that when you are doing the totals or averages and grades and remarks and etc., we are going to use formulas and functions. And while we are writing any formula or any function, we begin with an equal sign. For instance, when you are doing the total marks for Dennis, we are actually going to do the sum of all her or all the sum of all the subjects. So we are going to begin with the equal sign, equal to sum. Here you can see sum here. Okay, then you'll see some hint here. You are being given a hint here, the first number, the second number, and the third number, but the easiest way to do is, after doing this one, just come here to select, because we want to do from B3, from B3 we are doing the sum to I3. So just come here, put here, then you can just scroll from English to geography that way, then just close those brackets and press enter. The sum will come here, and after knowing this sum, you can actually just copy this formula. Instead of retyping it here and here and here and etc., just click here, then move your cursor to this particular point, then just drag going downwards so that the formula will be copied to the other cells, and you'll have your total there. Then on the average, just do average is equal to average. We are doing this average from B3. You can also type B3 colon. You're doing average from B3 to I3 then just close the brackets, then press enter. You will get the average mark for Dennis. Then instead of retyping this formula here and etc., just click here and then just move your cursor to this particular point and then just drag downwards. Then you'll have to copy that formula here and you'll have the averages there. Then before I do the grade and remark, let me just come here to the maximum and minimum mark. The maximum, just do the is equal to max, then opening brackets. We are doing the maximum mark from B3 to I3. So you can just type here maybe B3 colon to I3, which is this one here, to I3, and then close the brackets and then press enter. You will know the maximum score, and then we just copy this formula downwards. Same to minimum. This one is equals to minimum, open the brackets. We are doing the minimum from B3 to I3. So minimum from B3 to I3. 3, and then close the brackets, and then press enter. This one will come here, and then you can actually just copy this formula by dragging this one downwards. You'll know the minimum mark per student. Okay, then now let us come to remarks. Remarks, we are saying that maybe if a student had an average mark of above 50, then this student should get a pass. And maybe if this student got less than 50 marks as his or her average, then this student should get a fail. So this is where we bring in now the if function, because you know there is if function, if else, and the nested if. The nested if is actually an if function within another if function. Okay, so in this case we are going to do is equal to if. We are saying that if, you see, logical test, value if true, then value if false. So that we are saying that if this this average, if this average is greater than 50, then to use the n, just press the comma, then you need to get a pass. Do this way, or else just use the comma. This student should get a fail. After doing that, close the brackets and press enter. You'll see that this student actually got a pass. Then just copy this formula downwards. Okay, you will see that every student passed this exam. Every student got a pass. Maybe if I change these values here, maybe so that this student got 34, 45, 43, 42, 50. You have maybe here 32, 56. You realize that the average mark is 46, but this function, we said that if this student got above maybe 50, this student should get a pass, or else this student should get a fail, because this formula is actually here. You can see this formula here. If the mark is more than or greater than 50, get a pass, or else get a fail. Okay, that is now the remarks. Now we need to compute the grade, but this grade we are using the average. After getting the average, what is the grade now? Okay, so that we are saying that we are going to use the if function, but not just the if function, but the nested if. The nested if means that there is an if statement within another if statement. So if, open the bracket, if this average K3, let me use the, if this average K3 is greater than 79, comma, then this student should get grade A plain. Okay, or else, comma, if this average K3 is greater than, is greater than 75, comma, then this student should get an A minus, an A minus. Okay, else if this student, sorry, if this student or if this average is greater than 70, no, so 69, then this student should get a B plus. Okay, or else if this average, sorry, if this average is greater than 65, comma, then this student should get a B plane. Or else, if this sorry for I had not put the opening bracket. If this average is greater than 59, then this student should get a B minus. Then okay, or else if, open the brackets, this average is greater than we reached 59, greater than 55, then this student should get C plus. So as you can see, my screen is almost if I continue typing, you'll not be able to see, but remember, whatever I'm writing here is also being displayed here, so I can just proceed with this one here. Whatever I'm writing here is just same with what I was writing here, so let me just proceed here so that you can see everything. So C plus, or else if this average is greater than 49, and then this student should get a C plane. Okay, or else if this student, maybe this average is greater than 45, comma, this student should get maybe a C minus. Else if this student had greater than 39 marks, then the grade should be, after C minus, D plus, or else if this student got marks greater than 35, then the grade should be D minus. Else if this student, this average is greater than 29, no, sorry, let me just do, if this average is less than 35, sorry, here I was supposed to put here, if these marks are greater than 35 but less than 40, this one should be a D plane. I had skipped D plane. Then this one, so that we have this one as a D minus. Then if this grade is less than that 35 but 29 here, because we have already used 20, we had already used 35, that's why I'm putting here 29, so that this one below 29 or below 30, the grade should be an E. Then another thing that you need to take note of here is that each and every bracket that you opened, you are supposed to close it. Whereby here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We need to close 12 brackets here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then after that, just click enter. Then you'll realize that the grade has already come here, that this student got an A, because this student had more than 79 marks, because you can see her grade is 79.5. So that now I can just drag this one so that I can get the other grades for these other students. Just drag downwards, and you realize that each and every student here is having her grade. Okay, so that we have this student with an A, B minus, B plus, B plain, B plus, A minus, B plus, and D plus. Okay, so maybe we can rank them so that we know who was position 1, who was the last position. So maybe if I can add here a column, I add here a column and I call it rank, so that we know each student the position this student was. Okay, so the formula for getting this rank is equal to rank, open the brackets, and then we are going to rank this student based on the average mark. So rank this mark, okay, put a comma. Then we are going to rank these marks from K, from Dennis to Marvin actually, which is from K3 to K11. So from K3 colon to K11. But we'll not just leave it there, but we'll add $sign here. We'll add a $sign here. We also add a $sign here. We'll just also add a $sign here, and also a $sign here, and then just close the brackets. If you are not seeing this formula very well, you can see it here. Here it is. You can just see it, so that we are going to rank these students based on the marks or the average mark that they actually got. So after doing this, I'll just click on enter. Then we'll have that this student was actually position 1. Then for me to know the other position for this other student, I'll just have to drag this formula downwards so that I can know the positions for these other students. You will see that we had 2 number 1s. Okay, we have this one here. Number 1 was Dennis together with Ben. Then number 2, we didn't have number 2 because we had 2 number 1s. Then number 3 was actually Kevin, and number 4, you can also proceed. You can just see it here. But the best thing to do this one is just by sorting them, so that we have position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 9. So that for our case here, you can see we have number 1, number 8, number 4, number 7. It is not well arranged. So we can just sort this data here by clicking on this sort value, so that you can have from smallest to largest. Okay, then Microsoft Excel found data next to your selection. Since you have not selected this data, it will not be sorted. What do you want to do? Expand the selection. Yeah, just click on sort, and you'll see that now it's categorically arranged from the smallest to the largest. Position 1, 1, 3, then we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, then we realize that there is another tool here called the filter. The filter is actually used to display maybe values which meet some criteria. Like for instance, these marks here, we can filter them so that we only see those people who had a pass. So just click on sort or filter, then filter. Okay, after clicking on filter, you'll see this button here. So just click on this button, and you'll see that now all these are going to be displayed. So we don't want those with fail to appear in that list. So we'll just click on this fail so that we remove it in that list or in that selection. Then click on OK. You realize that there is no one here with a fail. And maybe you want to view only those ones who had a fail. So you just click here and click on fail so that it appears in that selection, and remove the pass and click on OK. You'll see that only the person who had a fail is the one who is appearing in this particular selection. To view everyone, just click at everyone so that everything here appears. Okay, Then another thing here, the average per subject is equal to average. This is the formula for getting the average. Then open the brackets. You are doing the average from B3 to B11. So we are doing the average from B3 colon to B11. Then close the bracket. Then click enter. Okay, we'll have this average. Then for us to know the averages for other subjects, there is no need of writing afresh this formula here. Just click here and click here, then hold your left button of your mouse down, then just drag this formula to this particular point. Okay, then you will have the averages. Then maybe you want to know these averages. After knowing the averages, what grade does this average represent? You can also just use the formula that we used to do the grades for these students here. Just use this idea and put it here. For instance, maybe, though it will take a lot of time, let me just do it faster because you already know what I did here. We are using the if function, so it's equal to if if this grade B13 is greater than 79, then the grade should be A, or else if B13 is greater than 75, then the grade should be A minus, else if B13 is greater than 69 actually, 69, then the grade should be B plus, else if B13 is greater than 65, then the grade should be B plain, or else if B13 is greater than 59, then this student or this grade should be C plus, else if B13 is greater than 55. No, this one is supposed to be B minus. Greater than 59 should be B minus. And then this one should be C plus. Then else if that B13, which is this average here, is greater than 49, then the grade should be C plain, else if B13 is greater than 45, 45, then the grade should be C minus, else if this grade B13 is greater than 39, then the grade should be we have C plus D plus, else if B13 is greater than 35, then the grade should be D plain, else if B13 is greater than 29, then the grade should be D minus, else if b13 is greater than, sorry, I have not opened the bracket, let me just open. B13 is greater than no, it's less than, if B13 is less than 30, this student should get an E. So after writing that, you'll need to close the brackets, and not the brackets actually, but you need to close the brackets that you opened. You need to close them, and we realize that we are closing with 12 brackets, which is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Yeah, then click on enter. Sorry, we found a type in try to correct. Okay, just click yes. You realize that this one here, it was B minus. Then as I scroll forward, I'll have to get the grades for these other subjects. Okay, so that we have B minus, B plus, B plus, B minus, B plus, B, and B plus S. Then maximum score per subject is equal to max, meaning maximum from, you're doing maximum from B3 to B11, from B3 to colon B11, then close the bracket, then click enter. You'll have to know the maximum score per subject. Okay, yeah, and that's all. So friends, after knowing this data and after getting this all data, you can actually do many other, editing stuff and editing things and inserting values, and it is very it's very easy. For instance, when we come here to the start button, you can actually insert a table within a particular range, like this one here. Formulas in the header row will be removed and converted to static text. Do you want to continue? No. Let us just let us not remove those formulas, but you can actually use that one to change into a table. Maybe you want to put this one into this one, maybe this data you want to put it maybe into a bar graph or a line graph. You can just click the place where or maybe the selection where you want it to go, maybe this one, this particular point you want it maybe to be in a graph. Maybe just come here, click here, then from this particular point you will have many other options for maybe this one. You have this one, you can use this one, this one, maybe this one, according to how you want it to appear, like this one maybe, or this one. Just click on OK, then a chart will come in, or a graph will come. This is our graph here. Okay, whereby you can also edit this graph by using this design tools here to edit this one here, and it will be very easy. Okay, so suppose maybe I want to delete this one, I can also just click on delete, and this chart will go away. You want maybe to put it in a pie chart, you can also use that a particular feature there. Then another thing, maybe at the insert, I think maybe you want it to be in a line graph or a column. You want to link this particular worksheet to some other document outside this worksheet. You can just click on link, then you will select the folder which you want to link. Then the moment, for instance, if I use my example here, Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint document here, this one, then when I click on OK, a link will come here, which I can use it to maybe like I did a mistake by clicking here, so that maybe if it was here, then it will come here, but I did a mistake by clicking on this. So this one, a link has actually come here. If I click on this one, it will actually take me to that other document which is in PowerPoint, which is here. Okay, but I know I don't need to come this way because I have already shown you how to create that link. So friends, I think you can actually see other formulas here: page layout to change the orientation, the size of your worksheet, maybe margins and themes and colors, and other you want to print the grid lines, the headings, and bring forward and bring backwards. You can actually have that one, and these other things, preview, spelling, thesaurus, and other features. You want to protect this workbook. You want to view maybe the page layout, the grid lines, and etc. You can actually do this one, and you can also have the help from maybe the developers of this particular software. After doing this, friends, you will need to save your workbook or your worksheet, and by saving this one, is actually coming here to file. If you are saving it for the first time, you use save as, or if it is existing, you are just editing, you'll use the save. But for our case here, we are doing this workbook for the first time, so you just click on save as so that we can actually save it. Then where do you want to save it? This PC, then maybe desktop, for instance. Then after clicking on that or pressing on that, you will have this one file name. How do you want it to be, or to appear, or to be saved? Maybe you can just use Excel workbook trial. Then click on, you have to save it, save type as Excel workbook, and then press on save. Then this worksheet is actually saved at the desktop. If I come here, I'll actually see it. Here it is. I have actually saved here. So another time you open this document, you can just come and press on it. Then it will have to open this particular worksheet here, and you'll have to edit. Now, the moment you edit it, you will not now do the save as function, but you'll now save because you already have saved it for the first time. And so you can also print this one by just coming here, file, and then click on print, then do the maybe how many copies you want to save it to print, maybe the type of printer, and other, like print on one side or both sides, the portrait or landscape. Then the size, maybe you want A4, A5 from this particular time per point. Then margins, normal ones, narrow ones, you can actually do that one. And you can see this one, there are no margins or rather grid lines here. So when you go back, you can just do the settings so that you can actually print the grid line. Here you cannot see the grid lines, but for instance, if I come back here and I where there's print preview, then I do here whereby grid lines print. Okay, the moment I go and print, like print preview here, you will see that the grid lines are actually now there. So you can actually just go and print that grid line. Then after doing all this page setup, you can just click on print. Then your page you will actually print very easily. So friends, I know you have actually learned much about this Microsoft Excel, and the best thing to do is just go back and do your maybe do your practice, because knowing these formulas actually is not an easy task, but they are very actually easy. So go back and start doing your thing very slowly. Start running these functions, and at least doing this inserting values and doing remarks, grading, and etc. Get to know these functions, and it will be very easy. Another function which I can just tell you very quickly is maybe you want to put the date here. The moment you click here and do is equal to today, then open the bracket and close. The moment you click on enter, the date for today will come here, and you can actually just scroll down or maybe drag down this formula, and the date for today will just come here. And it is just as simple as this way. Kindly friends, just subscribe, like this video, and share it, and I'll be so grateful. The next video will be going straight into Microsoft Publisher, so you won't miss this one. Thank you so much for your time. My name is Brian. Goodbye.